You gotta get up. Body me wake up and make a move. Oh. Cause the world will never see you until you do. They don't really care, see they do you. Oh. So make you show them, baby. Oh yeah, show them the real you. Oh yeah, show them what you get. No, don't let them say what you not. I want you strong, oh. You can't bring no. You want more than 1,000 reasons why. You don't need to perfect, baby. Cause nobody perfect, darling. No, there's nobody in the world will be like you.
Okay, welcome to another edition of the Touch Yourself show. And with me, I have Maureen Wachi. Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Toyin.
How are you preparing
everybody
for the Christmas, despite Lagos traffic and all the wahala?
Doesn't feel like Christmas, so.
Abio, it is well. We have now even been what's they call it, been banned from celebrating too much. So we have to celebrate in our house as usual. So welcome to the Touch Yourself show. This is a production of Sickle Cell Advocacy and Management Initiative, and it is supported by the Public Affairs section of the U.S. Consulate. Today, we're going to be talking about something we've been going through this month, and that is on volunteerism. And we have two special guests, which are going to bring on shortly. But the topic for today is volunteering, the fuel of non-profit or social sector, as we call it. So, Maureen, I know you SAMI now, we work in SAMI, but I'm sure there are periods of your life that you volunteered. What was your experience like volunteering?
Well, it's always interesting. I still volunteer though. It's always very interesting. It's an opportunity to add to one's skill. It's an opportunity to upskill. It's an opportunity to network. It's also a very important time to add value to other people's lives, depending on where one is volunteering.
Exactly. I used to volunteer, but that's mostly church volunteering, because in those days that was the only thing I knew about. I never got myself involved in NGO work. I never even thought I was even going to get involved in NGO work. So it was always church volunteering, departments and all that. And I must say, for me, my experience is that I volunteered in the publication department, and that's honed my skill in writing 2 books. I never used to write before, but because I had to learn several things in the publication department, I was able to get skills. So definitely volunteering gives you the opportunity to learn new skills and learn new experience. So I'm going to bring on my 2 wonderful guests. First guest I'll bring on is Rachel Daniel. Rachel, you're not on audio. Okay, now I can see you. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Okay, you're on mute for some reason.
She's on mute.
Okay, now that's better. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you very well. So I'll just welcome. Yeah, I'll quickly introduce Rachel. I was looking at her bio here. I met Rachel when we were doing social sector management in North Atlantic University many years back. It seems as if it was just yesterday. I think it's at least 3 years or so. So Rachel Daniel is a community mobilizer, development strategist and educator working in marginalized communities in Nigeria, focusing on the education for children and sexual reproductive health for adolescents through Beyond the Class Foundation. And she's also the co-founder of Zariaki. I never can get that name correct. God will help me. Zariaki, an online platform designed to showcase volunteers' opportunities in Nigeria. She has done so many other things. She's also an author of Flow, A Girl's Guide to Menstruation, and there is a new virus in town, a coronavirus awareness book for children. Welcome, Raquel. Oh, where did you go? welcome. So, and our next guest.
So I'll be introducing the next guest. Welcome, Isaac. How are you doing?
Fine.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so for viewers who do not know Isaac Success Omoyele is a multi-award-winning social activist and child advocate. He's the principal partner of Craze Creations, a souvenir company, proprietor of My Dream Stead School, a low-cost school, and the founder of Dreams from the Slum. This is the popular one I think people know. And it's an initiative committed to making the dreams of vulnerable persons a reality through access to quality education, empowerment, and mentoring. So, Isaac, we are glad to have you on the show on Touch a Cell today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, welcome, Isaac. Welcome, Raquel. So I'll kick off with this. I know both of you, even before you got involved in actually running your own nonprofit or NGOs, you were once volunteers. How did those days of volunteering play out for you? And even what made you get into volunteering in the first place? Isaac.
Okay. Yeah, first I want to say a very big thank you for the opportunity to be live with you. I really appreciate that, and I do not take it for granted. Yes, volunteering, just like you actually said, I actually started off as a volunteer. For me, it was an opportunity to actually learn. I guess that was like 7 or 8 years ago. Let me say 10 years ago. There was a vacancy somewhere, and it was an opening for more like in an NGO. So, and I observed I didn't have the skills at that time. So I walked up to the director of the organization. It was an international organization, so I knew I was going to learn a lot working with them. But I didn't have the skills for them to employ me. So I didn't send my CV to them. I actually walked up to them and I told them I would like to serve in that capacity as a volunteer, so that I could learn and also add value to the organization. The man looked at me. He has never heard of such before. He was like, okay, I should come and see him on Monday. That was on a Saturday. I went for an event the organization hosted, and on the Saturday, they said, okay, I should come on Monday, let us discuss. So I went and I told him, I just want to serve as a volunteer. I said, do you want to come every day without pay? I said, yes. Okay, that I should start next day. It is what I want to do. So my experience with this organization was more like a learning process for me, and it was quite a long distance from my home address. So I just did it out of the view to learn. And to be sincere with you, I actually learned a whole lot. I worked with them for 2 years, serving as a volunteer, and I learned a lot that I never knew would be relevant to what I do today. So today I run an NGO, and everything I've learned in this organization years ago is what I'm applying to the work we do now.
Wow. Raquel, your experience.
You're muted.
Yes, you're muted. Okay, well, they're good. Oh, you're off again. Okay, we're good.
So I thought that it goes off twice.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you. I started volunteering when I didn't know what volunteering was or is. So my mom used to have a children's club when I realized that when I was 6 that she had a club. So children would come to my house every Saturday for a children's club, and my mom would say, "You need to serve here. You can't sit down and join the kids. You have to serve." And I'm like, "I don't have to serve." And she's like, "Service will open doors for you, but you have to stand up and serve." So I was used to sharing the papers for the kids, setting the tables, clean up after the kids. So I really didn't like it for a very long time because she always said service will open doors, and all that. And so I knew it I knew it as service. So it became a part of my family, even at me and my younger ones. So when we go to a place and they say, "Who wants to do XYZ?" I'm usually the first to raise my hand because my mom has said service was good, and and I see her do that a lot, and I serve with her. And so my volunteering journey started for my mom till when I was in boarding school. I went to boarding school. And a lot of people were just using me in school because I was always volunteering to do something. When there's a volunteering class, so I would just raise my hand. I want to help. And so most of my friends from secondary school would say, "You've been doing this for a long time. You're always doing good." But I didn't know that what I was doing way back then was going to, help my career. So, but growing up, when I needed to find a job and I didn't find one, I just said, what's the best place I can go and serve? Maybe I would learn a skill. I didn't even know that was something, So I went to look for a place that I can help out to learn a skill, So when I realized what it was in my church. It was in Guiding Light Assembly. And the church announced that they needed volunteers for the foundation. I'm like, "Who are volunteers?" Like, I didn't know what it was. And they said, "Oh, people that will help free." I'm like, I'm ready. I raised my hand again, because I'm always raising hands. And so I started to volunteer. I'm like, "Oh, that's what they call us. Very cool." So they put the volunteers on our T-shirts. I was always the first to get there. I'm always taking notes. And so that was how my volunteer journey started from my mom till I knew what it was. And so somewhere along the line, I started to not like it because a lot of people were taking advantage of my need to want to help all the time. So I'm always available to help. So I don't know why I didn't like it, but later on I realized that I did gain a lot from volunteering to myself to something when asked. So that's how I got into volunteering.
Interesting. Very interesting. I think when a lot of young people, maybe when they help out, even with parents helping out at home, like you said, you started with your mom. She takes care of kids and all that. I don't think we consider it as volunteering. Even what we do as in church, like Toyin said earlier that yes, she started volunteering from church. So I don't think we consider it as volunteering, or we even know it is part of or what is volunteering is. As in, I don't think many of us know that. Okay, so between then and now, Isaac, would you say the act of volunteering is getting better between when you started as a volunteer and what you see your volunteers do today? Would you say we are getting better, or how would you rate it? What would you say about it?
Okay, so I would say I actually started volunteering right from when I think I was in secondary school. Yes, but I got to really understand what volunteering means when I was more mature, because I remember then there was something we did back then in school, Operation Clean Up the School. So I spearheaded the initiative. I guess then I was in GSS 3 or so. So I would go to meet my seniors back then and encourage them not to litter the floor. So we're doing it on our own. We would contribute money, get baskets for the school, put it at strategic works for places. But then we were just doing it like this. This is just the right thing to do. I didn't really know what volunteering was. Back then till when I really knew and I served, with with everything to now, I think there is a huge difference. Gone are those days when we actually volunteer with a mindset of we just want to give. But now it's actually not everyone that has this mindset of okay, just coming to volunteer to serve, to give, to learn, to develop yourself. So I actually see it more as an opportunity for me to be better and then to improve my skill. But now you would hardly find people with this same mindset. Yes, we have people, we have some persons that has such mentality, but it is not as common as it used to be. It's not as common as it used to be. You would see some people coming to actually volunteer for various reasons. One of such reasons would actually be maybe what's called travel opportunities. One of such is maybe because they would need a reference from you, which is not bad.
Reference letters.
Yeah, yes, which is not really bad entirely, but first, the service is more important. I've had issues with some people they didn't know me before now. They just came and said, you know what, they want to do their masters in the UK. They need me to give them a reference and all that, that says that they've actually volunteered with me for over 10 years. And I'm like, I don't even know you, So first, yes, there is something I learned while I started volunteering: service, commitment, and reward. So it is in 3 phases. I was taught that you need to serve first. Serve, it is in that service you will definitely get, and it is when you actually committed in service, you will definitely get reward. Gone are those days when they actually tell us that our reward is in heaven. We will also be rewarded here. But you need to serve with commitment before that reward comes. So you can't just come and you want reward just like that. It doesn't work that way. So people need more. We need to create more. We need to enlighten people about this. Yeah, there has to be lots of enlightenment, to be done. In my own space, I'm actually doing it, but we need to do more. Then we will spend our own resources. I was moving from Ajegule to Ikoyi every day, serving, with my own money. Not until when the organization saw that no, they need to give transport allowance. This guy is doing a whole lot. So I didn't ask, I didn't request for it. I also served with the Nigerian Red Cross Society too. So everything we even do in the Nigerian Red Cross Society, nobody gives us. We keep giving and giving and giving. So I've had this mindset like, okay, volunteering is all about you giving. You keep giving and giving off yourself and your resources. So it is not about what you can get, but it's about what you can give. So volunteering is more like giving of your resources, giving of your time. Now you actually giving is an opportunity you have to develop your capacity, to build yourself, to gather experience. So that's it for me. I strongly believe that volunteering in the past is a bit better than now. It's actually better than now. We just have to do more enlightenment for people to really understand this.
Yeah. Raquel.
That's sad.
Yeah, exactly. So Raquel, what about you? What do you think about, because Isaac has explained his own thoughts on the matter. You're on mute. Are you there? You're on mute. Okay. I can't hear you. Okay, that's better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I said that Isaac is an expert in this. He knows a lot about volunteering because this guy has volunteered. He's like still volunteering. In fact, let me shock you. Isaac is currently volunteering with me. Imagine, he's the founder of an NGO. And he's volunteering his time to still help me with my project. Like, that's how much, Isaac is good,
Professional volunteer, Isaac.
I know that. He knows that. Yeah. He's amazing. But I feel like volunteering now is a bit more coordinated than it was before. And there's more, people know more about volunteering now than they knew before. And so there's a lot of, what we need to go back is to go back to the heart of volunteering. That is what we're losing in this time. We're losing the heart of volunteering, what it really means to volunteer, which is to serve. A lot of people are not volunteering because they want to serve. A lot of people are volunteering because they want to take a selfie, And no offense to anyone, sometimes I finish my volunteer, I'm going to put like, oh, Raquel, I forgot to take a selfie with you. I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to go, Like, really and truly, a lot of people want to take selfie with the kids. What, someone just do selfies, so
I feel you.
Volunteering might be a bit coordinated. People know about volunteering. They see the benefit of volunteering. They want to volunteer. Isaac mentioned one. People want to travel for masters and they need to volunteer. They need to get that recommendation letter. However, people have lost the essence of volunteering, which is service, which is what we need to go back to. We need to start teaching people what it really means to volunteer. That to volunteer means to give. That volunteering is a gift. You are giving. It's a donation. You are giving it your time. You are serving. So if we want to go back to anything in the past, it should not be how we're doing volunteering in the past, because that was a cake. People didn't know about it. People were just moving around, just doing what they wanted to do. But they're doing it with heart. So that's what we need to go back to. I want to encourage people to actually do volunteer, like Isaac said, to volunteer, to serve first, then be committed before you can get the reward. But people don't even serve, they don't even commit, they just want the reward. So they just come to you and say, give me a recommendation letter, or just attend one event and they want to recommend flat, So we need to go at the heart of volunteering, which is service, which is the heart of service.
So that's tough. Which technically brings me to, although you practically answered it, but how do we get Nigerian youths then? I know you said please get more information about volunteering. How do we get Nigerian youths to embrace the culture of volunteering? I remember one of my cousin's children was schooling in South Africa, in university in South Africa, and part of their marks or whatever, was that you must volunteer for a particular amount of hours during the period of your university. It wasn't the IT or whatever thing that they normally do, but it was actual volunteering, going somewhere and giving back to a community or something and writing a report about it. But that culture is not really here. So how do we get the youth generally? Because you're saying, remember you said there's both of you actually said service is an issue. So how do we get that imbibed in them? What steps can we take as non-profit, as a social sector, and even as organizations that are corporate organizations? Anybody can start.
Oh, okay. Your hand is still moving.
Did you hear me?
I think she.
Okay, so your video is still moving. I thought you are still speaking. Okay. Okay, I can't hear Isaac. But can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Though you're breaking up a bit, I can hear you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So we're talking about. Let me see my screen. I have not lost it. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure where I am again.
Network is.
Okay, I'll just keep talking. Okay, he's back. I can see you all now.
I can't see your face anymore, though. I don't know why.
Okay, I can see you all now.
Okay.
But I can see you both.
Okay, just carry on. Don't worry. Just carry on.
Okay,
Carry
so
on. Isaac, you want to
the best way for us to go back to or start to teach is to start from teaching children. I always say that teaching children is the best way. Isaac still remembers when he was a young boy and they were gathering money to buy dustbin or beans to put in class. He still remembers that. Imagine that we start to teach children to begin to contribute money even as in primary school to give to orphanages every Christmas. Instead of running a Christmas party and enjoy, children should be able to donate something from money that they're getting through the year to give to less privileged during Christmas or something. They are teaching the art of giving. They're teaching the art of service. They are saying during your holiday, instead of just focusing on only learning how to swim, dance, ballet, can you volunteer, with a non-profit? Begin to teach children. They grew up with that mindset. I think that's the first place to start. Although some people are already grown now, we need to find a way to teach them, maybe through social media, through events like this. But if we really need to have a change that is deeply rooted and that is systemic, we need to start with children, education, schools. That's the best way to start. Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, those clubs that we used to have in school that we don't have anymore. We need to start to do them. Environment clubs, those clubs that children are volunteering and doing things with their hands and really giving of their time. That's how we have to go back. But we don't have those anymore. They've all gone away. So Isaac might have something else to say.
Okay, so we're asking, he wants the question. He wants you to repeat the question.
Oh, okay. I said we were talking about volunteerism about service. So how do we embrace and get the youth to embrace the culture of volunteering? Because I know we talked about a few things, but how do we deliberately get it? Because I was telling earlier that I know abroad in some universities, they make it part of their curriculum that they should do some community service or volunteer service. But how can we get that here so that people can start understanding that giving back is not necessarily about what you can get every day, but about just impacting and giving and providing service.
Okay, so I think we need to go back to our schools. When I say our schools, our secondary and primary schools. I remember growing up, we used to have these extracurricular activities, and it used to be enforced. We had the debating club, we had the Boy Scout, Girls Guide, and all that. In all of these extracurricular activities in schools, they are being taught service. I guess we had one club that kind of is Lions Club, Leo Club, and all that, Rotary Club, and all that. So in all of these clubs in the schools, they have been taught service. So I think it is very important that we go back to our schools, and it is best when people understand this right from when they are in right from when they are children. From the family level, it is best, children understand the importance of service. So we need to go back to our school and teach children how to serve, how to give, how to volunteer. Little things like that actually count. Then also for the older ones, for younger persons, volunteering really is all about service now, but they need to understand that, like I was sharing with the lady that came to me, and she's way over 45 years, and she wanted what's it called, a reference for over 10 years, saying she has served with us for 10 years. And I asked her, "Madam, what have you been doing with your life for over this particular period that you didn't serve anywhere?" It's actually not at all really. It's actually because maybe she was not exposed to the opportunity to actually serve, to the opportunity to actually volunteer somewhere. So that is why I am very concerned about going back to the school, going back to catching them young, teaching them from a very young age. Now, for young people, they need to understand in situations like this. When you actually save, you are. It is more like you are actually gaining experience, work
Mm.
experience. You are actually getting experience in that particular field. Because if
Yeah.
they know better, they will definitely do better. They will definitely want to save. So we need to enlighten young persons about the importance of volunteering, the importance of volunteerism. So I think that is one area we need to work on.
Okay, so there's this question there. TJ says the seem to follow the trends, and the kids, I think it's
Hmm.
kids he means that the kids are so tech savvy. So how can we engage children in volunteering using technology?
That question is actually broad. Now, I work with inner cities, slum communities. My kids don't have access to the internet. Recently, someone got a tablet for one of my child, and the kid said to the lady that actually got it for her, said, "I appreciate this gift, but please, I cannot use it. We are going to be robbed, and my life is going to be in
Mm.
danger." They live in the slum, so she was like, "I can't make use of this. I can't even take it to my house." I was like, "Okay, you know what? Always bring it to you would always have access to it in my office." So it's not everyone that has access to, especially the children living in the slum. They don't have access to the internet or access to a computer. So one of the best ways we can get them engaged is giving them opportunity to have an helping hand to doing outreach and all that. But the best bet is through the schools. One of the ways, I think we can engage rural kids is through the schools, the government school, private schools. Then for the tech survey, I guess Raquel can answer that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So let me bring up the question again. So, so it says the kids are so tech savvy. So how you engage them? Yeah, involving tech.
Yeah, I think it's even thinking more of the is it will I call it middle class homes where everything is all about phone. They don't have a life
Yeah, yeah.
outside of their phone. Raquel, did you get okay? Yeah, I'll mute you again. Raquel, are you there? You're on mute. Okay, that's
Everyone was
good.
gone for a while. Like I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't see anybody for a few minutes. I was struggling. I think it's the internet.
Oh,
So
Mm.
I'm responding
yeah.
to TJ's question, I guess,
Yes,
about
exactly.
Yes.
children and their minds are very techy. Yes, their minds are very techy. If you hear the sound in the background, is a 2-year-old, someone that just on to last week that is navigating a tab that some adults cannot. So I really understand he's saying that they are very tech savvy. There's no way she cannot go to and record an audio. And record this conversation we're having and play it for me later. Just want to. So yes, they are very tech savvy. But here's the thing about these kids: if they are not old enough, we can't put them up and start giving them volunteering opportunities online because they are exposed. Technology exposes them. If there's no tech, they are exposed to pedophiles online and the thieves and cheat. In fact, all sorts online. Pornography. There's so much that they're exposed to because we're trying to allow them to. So there needs to be some sort of control for children that are younger online. And for volunteering online for children, it might be a bit difficult. Except they have group work, which is a schoolwork. It's school that give them some sort of work that they all can do together. So I mentioned earlier that we need to work with the schools. The schools, we need to get back to school. The children spend more time in schools than they spend at home, especially when they become get of school age. They spend a lot of time in school. So the schools can create opportunity for them to come together and create a document and volunteer and chip in a document for someone. So then they're working in a controlled, collaborative environment. So even if it's a Microsoft Word document that they all have access to, and it's not researching the internet, or you can put a line of something and just type and add something. But they have to be a bit older to be able to do that, not kids that are very, very young. And so maybe you want to expose them to say, okay, fine, we want to create an app to, for instance, pick up trash or to wash plates or something, or to find a mason or a janitor around. Children can create such things, they can volunteer and create it. But volunteering online for children has to be very, very, very careful. If we're not careful, we expose them to the ills that are online. But for adults, if you're already a teenager, there are a lot of online volunteering that they can do, which is available for them online. So, and that is easier. But for children, it needs to be controlled, and it has to be a group work or a school controlled or a club controlled activity that they all come together, and it has to be adults. Else we might them.
And there's actually a follow-up to that question. When you talked about
how can
using the schools to train them, yes.
So how can we train them in school to serve?
We have different kinds of children. TJ, so we have Isaac has a different set of children that he works with. I have a different set of children I work with, and you have a different set of children that you work with. The kind of children we work with, most of them don't have access to technology. That's the first thing. So they're completely cut off from volunteering online or doing anything online. They're completely cut off. But if we are speaking about children that have access to technology, which is not our children, Isaac and I, our kind of children, if it's not about this kind of children, the schools through their PTAs can reach their parents. The schools have all these PTA forums, donuts with moms, or is it muffins with mom, donuts with dads, all this. They can use that to tell their parents about volunteering. What your child is doing is supposed to help. It's the same way the way you serve as an usher in church or as a deacon in church, and you're giving your time. Your child is serving here, but the difference is that as a child, your child serving in this club, it will help your child. You can only do that with parents that are savvy in text and schools that are really posh. In government schools, they will not understand. So you just have to take decisions themselves without their parents, anyways. So it depends on the kind of children and the demographic we're talking about. If it's our children, it's hard. But if other children on the other side are privileged, yes, there's always a way. Reach them through their parents, through PTA, through newsletters, different ways. Just explain to them what the clubs are. So don't just say, yes, club. What does the club do? What will the children gain from it? Because if a parent will choose swimming or karate over a club that is a volunteering club, because they're not wondering what will the child gain from volunteering when the child can learn how to do karate or swimming or ballet. So we have to the parents. That's for all the posh schools. For the remainder of us, we have to go and plant trees at the back. That's how we are going. And children take the shot of that. They don't need their parents. Their parents have no clue what's happening in school. So for our children, just teach them on as a teacher, as long as you have the opportunity.
I actually like the fact that you sort of equated it to the church, at least for Christians. If you allow your child to help in teaching Sunday school or ushering or even choir, also volunteering in the church, they should also try to understand that whatever little community they are asked to volunteer in school or outside school will also be beneficial to them. As in, it's really a very strong point. So I don't know if Isaac has.
Yes. I'm going to go to now from the perspective of a non-profit. Now you both run non-profit. Unfortunately, Isaac has gone off, but I'm sure he'll be back soon. You run non-profits. How has volunteering impacted your organization? And what are the challenges you feel when trying to get volunteers to help you? The processes, maybe trying to even get them to understand what your vision is and all that. How has it been for you?
Getting volunteers has never been a problem for me. I think, but I'm naturally a very outgoing person, and I really draw a lot of people to me. Well, you know, because I'm very outgoing. So getting volunteers has always been an easy thing for me. So a lot of people actually come to me to ask me, how do you get volunteers? Always get volunteers. However, the thing about volunteering is that sometimes if you have projects that are out of state, you just have to find people who have like passion to help you with the project. So for instance, I used Isaac as an instance earlier to say that Isaac is founder and CEO for Dreams from Slum. So and also the principal for Dreams Tech Academy. However, when I needed a team lead to support me in executing a project in Lagos, I reached out to Isaac. You know, I said, I desperately need help. You know, he volunteers. So sometimes what you're looking for is crowd, because some people can actually crowd. But what you're looking for is committed people who have the same passion as you. You know what we have gone to the last 48 hours? Isaac, I was telling you earlier that I don't know why I put two of us here. We can't be here.
I know.
I will. You know what has been the last 72 hours, actually. 72 two of us till 4 p.m. this afternoon. He said, I gotta go. Like that. Oh, I thought about the ones that I'm throwing hands on a flyer, you know. But that's the thing. It's not about getting people. A lot of people, non-profits can actually get volunteers. What we as non-profits sometimes lack are committed people. People who are committed to the cause, people who are passionate about the cause. You know, the guy that brought the stuff to ICT, they took Okada from, I don't know what to mention where, in Lagos, you know, very dangerous, but that's commitment, you know. Even with the people that volunteered today with Isaac, even those that came with me to IDP camp today, is commitment. All the hassle we had in Abuja, the hassle Isaac they had in Lagos, is commitment. If not, who could last 3 days? We'll not do it. If I today won't come out. And going out tomorrow for another event again, a distribution, my voice that is gone, it takes commitment for some of our volunteers to show up tomorrow. I know some will not show up. But what most of us are looking for is not crowd as non-profit leaders. What we're looking for is just a handful of people that are committed. And I keep using the word committed again because Isaac had used that earlier to explain how you first come to serve, you're committed before you get the results. A lot of people come in, they see the work and they just go away. So getting volunteers is it's an easy thing right now. A lot of people find it fashionable. So like I said, they just want to come take selfies, right? But it's having people who have the heart to really serve. I can show you a screenshot of my group. Today, people said, we didn't take picture. I didn't remember. Picture for what time, you know? Because the work we were really hands-on on the work. You know, we're really hands-on. So it's the heart that is missing. It's committed people that is missing. What others we have, we can always find people. Just bring a celebrity, someone like an influencer. Everyone will turn up to volunteer with you. Really, they will but you won't find people who really work the heart of service.
I guess that's strategy for getting volunteers. Just get a celebrity involved and you'll just get different kind of persons. But the key word I think is commitment, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So before we're fast going, but before we go, Raquel, we're talking about volunteering, and there are opportunities abound for people to volunteer. I know there was Isaac at one point. I don't know if it still exists, and then you have a platform for even people to come on to register to volunteer, and for non-profits to request volunteers or interns. Can you just tell us a bit more about it?
Okay, so I mentioned earlier that Isaac has mentioned that what we lack right now is coordination. Some a lot of people know about volunteerism. We just lack coordination, and which is what we're trying to do in Zariaki. that I tried to pronounce earlier. In Zariaki, is to help people find volunteer opportunities easily. So a lot of people say, I don't know where to find volunteer opportunities. I don't even know where they are in Nigeria. Like, what can I just open and just find it? And I say, you can go to Zariaki.com. So that is why we created our platform, to ensure that you can just, as a non-profit leader, just go there, sign up, and then volunteers who come there looking for volunteer opportunities can find your event or find your position and apply to work with you. You know, or if you're a volunteer, just go there and just scout, browse, and you can find a volunteer opportunity, either a position or an event, like the event we have today. some of them hadn't met them. And yesterday, some of them that came hadn't met them before, but they applied online and they showed up.
Yeah,
So
miss them.
that's what the platform does. It just helps you find the opportunities in Nigeria. And we've said it over and over again. The thing that we're lacking in our sector is coordination. So a lot of places that we want to tell about this brilliant platform are not telling their members because they are wondering what's the need for us, like they are advertising for us for free.
Mm-hmm.
But really and truly, you are giving your members benefits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first just say them, oh, there is this platform. I told you about one platform. Like I came to Anthony, tell you about a particular platform that has non-profit. All they need to do is just send an email to everybody and say, guys, there's in Zariaki in Nigeria. If you're looking for volunteers, go and upload there. That's all. But they've been tossing me back and forth because they're looking for something that is in it for them. Because what is in it for them, you know? So what we lack in our sector actually is coordination. We don't have that coordination. Everyone is just doing like, and that's why even the
exactly.
Volunteers in Nigeria is a bit difficult. And measuring volunteer hours, you don't do that here. You can't measure volunteer hours here.
Yeah.
We don't volunteer hours here. We don't have that system here.
Exactly. Which brings me to the last question before we could ask for Isaac. She was saying about coordination, especially among the non-profit, and I understand what she's talking about. Everybody is so you have a challenge with partnership and coming together. Everybody has their own, likely an agenda or plan or whatever. So how can we coordinate so that we can work things together more and even partner more, do stuff together? I know we've done stuff with you, Isaac, in Ajekude. Rachel has done stuff with you. I've not had the opportunity to do stuff with Raquel. Maybe one day we'll finally do it. But there are opportunities like that. So how can we make it so that everybody is not like, they should be focused more on the direct objective and benefits that they're going to give whoever their target is, rather than self. How can we achieve that before we round up finally?
Okay, so if I got your question right, you're actually talking about partnership, coordination, working together to achieve more. You know, I think what we should have in mind, or what people don't have in mind, is the end, which is the result. The reason why sickle cell advocacy and management initiative exists is to make impact, is the end result. Do you understand? So if we have all of this in mind, okay, this is what we want to achieve, this is our vision. So how can Sammy work with Crimson Bowl to make impact? So it makes it easier. Okay, for instance, Rachel came to me and said, there is this particular project we want to do. And I just said, wow, this is even going to help our community. So it is an opportunity for me. You know, I know she actually feels I am doing her a favor by volunteering to make it work. But she is doing us a very huge favor because she's bringing the impact, the old stuff to our community. So we we have to embrace the opportunity. So partnership is usually an opportunity to actually do more. So I had the end result, the impact in mind. I was like, okay, so instead of me doing this on my own later on in like 2 months time or 5 years time, this organization is even making it work for us. So they may not be here physically, or they may not have the capacity or ability to actually do this, but we could actually do it and work it out for them. So partnership makes the work easier. You know, it makes it work. Yeah, so we just need to have the end result in mind. You know, that's why you have issues with maybe coordination. You know, they're not coordinated. Everybody wants to do their own. Everybody wants to shine. It is not about shining. It's about the impact. So if we stop thinking about, you know, who gets the credit or who is going to be at the forefront, you know, we would make more impact. So it is more about the impact. It is not about who gets the credit.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's no questions. If there's no more questions, I'll hand over to Maureen to close. Is there any more questions? No. So over to you, Maureen. Closing remarks.
All right. Thank you very much. I've actually, at least if I didn't any today, I heard that what we do in church at least is also volunteering. And if we could do that, we could as well replicate it elsewhere. So I think if parents can hear this and take this one thing home, they should be more open to allowing their wards, join communities, to make an impact in people's lives or in whatever capacity. So it's been an insightful time with you both, Isaac and Raquel. It's been very interesting, and I want to say a very big thank you for joining us on Touch a Cell show today. We are really grateful. And I know when we call next time, you will always answer. You always answer Auntie Toyin or
Yes,
Sammy.
yes. We're friends of the house.
Yes, friends of Sammy. All right, so viewers out there, thank you for joining us today on Touch a Cell show. This is a production of Sickle Cell Advocacy and Management Initiative with the support of the Public Affairs section of the United States Consulate. So we'll come your way again next weekend, same day, same time. So see you
Okay,
then. So thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Raquel.
Thank you. Before we do a final close, Isaac and Raquel, where can people reach you if they want to be part of your organization, just want to ask questions?
Yeah.
Say ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first.
All right. I'm on Instagram. If you have questions to ask, it is Raquel. I think that's fast.
It is Raquel. Okay. Okay. Isaac.
Okay, just Isaac Success on Instagram. Isaac Success.
Okay. All right. So, all right then. Thank you again.
Thank you for having us. Yep.
Okay, Raquel, it's been an interesting topic. I think I'll take back what he said, that it's service, commitment before you reward, and we hope that people will be able to take that with them whenever they're wanting to volunteer. I could feel the thing about they want to get reference and all that. Yeah, it goes a long way, but volunteering is much more than that. It's about the impact you give to someone else, and that person is so happy and just comes back to say thank you for what you've done, no matter how little it is. That is the greatest reward ever. Yes, in fact, there was a question I was going to ask, but I forgot, but I just realized that there was no point because they practically answered it about the money or no money issue. But I just felt they practically answered the thing. I mean, yes, getting some funding is good, but just remember what the reason why you're doing what you're doing. And so next week, as Raquel, as Maureen says, we'll join you again for our final edition of the year. Have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's
true. Yes, have a Merry Christmas. And we'll see you before the New Year to wish you a New Year. And you too, Maureen. So see you, everybody. We'll sign off. This is Toyin Adeshola signing off.
And bye, Maureen Wachi here.
Bye. Okay.